Well, I've got the scooter outside and it's been running a while to do the RPM check, and the temperature gauge is up. I also discovered too that, well, it won't work now. Somebody told me the key light works when the key is off and you hit the horn. I would have never thought that until I think it was Raymond on one of my followers said that, and then I went looking through the owner's manual and I found that page. So who would have figured? So I got it setting around 1700 right now, up and down. That's supposed to be 1500, but I think I'm going to let it. I'm going to keep it there for a while. Well, I did roll it back to 1500 because I was noticing the rear wheel was trying to oscillate too much. There's a little bit of action in there from friction, but it was, I think it was putting some pressure on the higher, the 1800. It was putting a little more pressure on the variator to go, so I rolled it back. My tires came in. I've got a set of Bridgestone ML50. That part right here, the 120/90, may be a bad thing for me because of the stabilizer link on the front end. I may run into some clearance problems, or I may not. I don't know. I didn't realize that there was, until after I ordered the tires, that I should have been looking up there. I was more worried about the rear end, and I forgot all about that link up there. So I'm going to take the front tire off first, and mount it, or at least take the tires off and get them off the rims. I may want to balance them. I may get my balancer out now and set them up and see how bad a balance they're in right now. The other problem of getting them on back too soon is I need to get 2 new valve stems. Those ones on the scooter, 1988, so they're way too old. But I've hardly ever changed valve stems in my life. I mean, I had a Volkswagen bus for years that it may have had one set it changed, but I've never really had a problem with valve stems. So, but I should probably get those anyway. So let me get the front tire off, or both of them off, and then break them down. I got the Cycle Hill tire machine set up, or I will set it up, and so I can break the tires down. But let me get the tires off the scoot first. I was just doing a check with my calipers here to see where the inside of the bead would be. I had a plug stuck in the tire here to force it out, but it was making the sides bulge out way more than what they probably would. So the other tire may fit, but let me go ahead and pull out the valve stem, and I'll go ahead and press the bead on this thing. This machine really makes it. I was out, oh, I forgot to say, I was out riding last Sunday? Yeah, last Sunday. Gone 40 miles, and what a great ride. This little thing's going to be a lot of fun. the rear wheel seated itself, because I came back and checked it and there was no leaks around the rim, so it's holding air, but it's still an old tire. So let me reset up this thing and get this old tire off and the new one on. I think it's going to fit. But I'll get a better idea once I get a true measurement on the inside of the rim there. So we'll come back. Well, the other thing I had, they were set back out here for 13 to 16, but I need to go down for the T-Max tires, so I need to go down to 7 to 10. So then I got to readjust these guys out to center the scoop tire here and figure out where center is. We'll be back. The rod that's supposed to go through here is too big, so I'll see how this goes. I got my handy clamp here to hold it down and stick this thing in and twist and then pull up, and then you're supposed to be able to pull this around, and I'm find something that will fit in there that won't ruin the bearings. Well, I found a rod that would fit down in there. I need to find out what it is to pull out. Okay. And take the end of the pole and push it on the other side. And off she comes. Oh. Well, I got the back or the front rim off, and it's pretty clean inside. Not a lot of rust. That's what I was afraid of. I think I will still take some steel wool to some of these rough edges on the inside and smooth them down a little bit just as a precaution. Let me go ahead and take the rear wheel off. It's just going to be a lot of work. Well, I gave it a spray lube around the edges, and I had to go get my other rod because this one holds bigger. So stick it in under the rim, give it a twist, pull it up, and around you go. Oops. Okay. It was holding air. It still had its air in it, but it's got a great big old crack in here. So let me go ahead and, well, I guess I can. Let me set you back a little bit. You still in there? It went all the way back down again. Okay. You gotta hold it up, Warren. Hold it up. There we go. Well, here's that spot I marked where we had that leak, and then there is the rusty spot. I think this was where the tire, it's set for, oh, I don't know how many years with it flattened, and it rusted in there. So let me go ahead and clean this up. Well, I'm going to set down for this little segment here and keep the camera out of the fluorescent fixture. I had some goodies come in, and I've got some new 90-degree valve stems. But a little more on that later. I'm really conflicted as to about whether or not to pull out the ones that are in the rim already. You know, just doing a visual inspection and pulling the things back, I can't see any cracking in there, and the rubber seems pliable and limber. But now the old saying is, if you have spare parts, it never breaks. So I really hate, because I don't know how well these are made. These come with the OEMs, you know, out of Japan are probably pretty good stuff. So the other thing I did, you know, is just, you know, if you're going to order stuff, you might as well get some bits and pieces. This is the old brake pedal, and I got a new one. It's a Honda, actual Honda replacement, and there is the number, so you can see it. Pause, and then you can see it. This number, this 46545 SA5 triple aught, is standard pretty much on all the Japanese cars that have clutches and brakes, you know, the older models. So it was like the scooter people just probably went over the autos, you know, section, or the auto section sent over pedals, and they just made them for the scoot the same size. I mean, why have something else? So that was pretty cool, and it fit perfectly. And the other thing I got, which I don't know if I'm going to install or not, where'd it go, is a new exhaust gasket. Looking at the one that's in there now, it seems in pretty good shape. It's nothing, I can't see anything cracked or blown. You know, there's not a lot of blow by, and I wasn't getting any blow by, you know, when I was out for that 40-mile ride here a couple weeks ago. So that again is, if you have the spare part, it'll never break. Or if it does, who gives it him? You got the spare part, so you can fix it. So I'm going to, this should be enough to close out this this video of the things that I've got. I was kind of holding off on the valve stem, otherwise I would have had the tires on long ago. I would have had them on the same day that I was took them off. Well, I'll explain some dots. Tires have, they put stamps on them at the manufacturer when the tires come off and they weigh them. And there's usually a little round dot. On the Bridgestones, it's a white marking. Some, I think, Pirellis and use a red circle, and I don't know if Michelin uses yellow. You know, so don't clean the tires when you first get them. If you're doing them yourself, a tire changer, a professional will know what they are. But the dot goes next to the valve stems. The dot is the light part of the tire, so I'll have to remember that, and the direction of the way the tires spin. So, and it may be a day or two before I get to that, because I already have the hole dug in my water line to my house, and so I know it's somewhere from about 300 feet from the last valve I installed in the house. So cross my fingers I'll find that damn thing. Otherwise, the pipe, the hose coming to the house will be full of unions. I can spend $600 and have the water whisperer come in and pressurize it with nitrogen and find the leak that way. But damn, that $600 will buy a lot of water. So I'll see you guys later. We'll come back when we're putting the tires on the rims. I still have to go out and get either a 7/16 rod to fit on my tire balancing that'll fit inside this. This is a 12 millimeter. The front axle is 12 millimeters, so I've got a place. I may go to some metal supermarket and see if they have a 12-inch rod. I may go get just the right thing, or else get 7/16 and put a layer of tape on it so I can balance the front wheel. There was no balance weights on either of the tires, so on a little scooter, I don't know if, well, I mean, anything that rolls needs to be balanced. So we'll get to that when we come to it, and I'll ruminate for a couple days on whether to change out the valve stems. So see you guys later.